To another episode of Shooting It Straight with Donnie C. I am your host, Donnie C, and with me, as always, my good friend Dave. Dave, how you doing today, buddy?
So pumped.
So pumped?
Yeah, so pumped.
So pumped. I think his penis implant is pumped. I think that's what's pumped. I'm not sure. Yeah. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us, and me being excited and Dave being pumped. He's going to pump up the jams. That's what he's going to pump. Oh, he's pumping iron. That's what Dave's pumping. He's pumping iron. He's working out. He's going to be pumping the iron. He's getting stronger and stronger each day. And he's going to be pumping and humping and humping and pumping. And that's what Arnold used to do back in the 80s. He pumped and humped. And if you watch his show, that's exactly what he tells you he does. That was his workout. So if you haven't been on the show or haven't seen us before, thanks for coming in. And basically what it is, me and my friend are going to have some fun. We're going to go back and forth with some stuff that's going on with current events. We're going to talk about what's happening in the world. We've got Believe It or Not today, where Dave gives me something that is possible true, possible not true, and I got to figure out if I believe it or not. So we got that game today. Also, we got the idiom that I'm going to put out there. And then today I'm going to give you a double. It's a bonus. Today you get 2 for the price of 1. It's a BOGO. Buy one, get one. Today's a special day. And also, like always, I answer your questions. Well, how do I get your questions? Well, very simple. You send your questions in to shootingitstraightwdc@gmail.com. What happens is my friend Dave gets the emails. I don't know what they are right now. I have no idea. He's going to ask me live while we're recording, and then I'm going to try and knock it out of the park. That's what I do. That's what we have fun with. And that's what we're going to keep doing. So if you want, though, subscribe, hit the like button, and remember, ring the bell for notifications because me and Dave are going to go live soon. We're talking about it. We keep talking about it. We haven't had a date yet, but we are going to do it. We're going to do it. I promise. We're doing it. We're going live. I don't know when yet, but keep the notifications on, and you'll see us. Follow us on our socials if you want. I'll give you a quick sneak peek of that real quick. There they are. You can check those out also, and you can follow us on that, and then that'll tell you when we go live also. So, in local, not local news, but in the U.S. news, we celebrated 4th of July last week, a bunch of fireworks and a lot of fun there. I went to Vegas. Mm-hmm. And if you follow us on our socials, obviously I got a speech, I can't talk. If you follow us, you got to see me wear my breakaways, which I haven't worn in 20-something years. I actually met our friends at the center of MGM Grand's main entrance, and I ripped my pants off right in the middle of them. And I did talk to security beforehand because I did not want to get tackled by a man in my underwear. So I did talk to a security guard, and he goes, "Why don't you do it on the shift change?" I go, "Well, when's the shift change?" He goes, 4:00 tonight. I go, "That's not happening, buddy." And he was standing next to somebody. He goes, "You're not just going to streak and run, are you?" I'm like, "No, I promise I have something underneath." And then as I was getting ready to do it, those guys left, and a new security guard came in. So then I had to explain to the new security guard, "Hey, listen, I got a friend of mine. His wife's coming in, and it's her 50th birthday, and I'm about to pull off my pants because I have breakaways on." So I explained it to him. 2 minutes later, he leaves. Their security was rotating. I had to explain it to a third guy. I'm like, I think it's even worse that I have to keep explaining what I'm about to do. But you can see that on our social, so check that out. That was a lot of fun. Had a great time in Vegas.
I wouldn't even think that you would have to explain that stuff down in Vegas, but you know.
I wasn't sure, and here's the problem. I was over there. They have slot machines right there. They got the casino. They got a Starbucks. And at the entrance, they have families now, and there's kids. And I kind of feel bad a little bit. Mm-hmm. Un poquito, just a little bit. Because I don't want kids to be exposed to this stuff. But they're in Vegas. Yeah. Their parents brought them to Vegas.
It's supposed to be 21 and over. What are you doing?
Street, you're gonna see women with pasties on, and that's it. Like,
you're gonna see more than just you ripping pants off.
Correct. I'm at least wearing boxers underneath and stuff. Like, I'm covered. So I was like, you know what? I don't feel that bad. And then right before we did it, there was like 2 women and 3 girls, like probably 12 to 15 years old or something. And I'm like, I looked at my wife. I go, I really wish they didn't have kids here, because it does make me feel like I feel bad, but not bad enough where I'm not going to do it. Oh, I'm still ripping my pants off. Breakaways are coming off. And they were shocked and surprised, and it was a good time. So we had a great time. So check that out on our socials. Have a good time. But in other news, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath had their last tour. They had their last concert this past week. And I got to be honest, they brought him up on the chair. They dragged the chair back. I think they locked it in place. I'm not sure what they did there. There was a guy underneath doing something. I don't know what was happening there. Maybe they were adding oxygen so it could shoot into Ozzy's area. I don't know what was going on. God bless him. But when do you hang it up? When do you say enough is enough? Because all the people we grew up with, Dave, that we were like, oh, they're great, and then you go and listen to them. Guns N' Roses, Black Sabbath.
Axl Rose is one of the guys that needs to hang it up. AC/DC just did a concert, and I think a lot of the pushback to them was that they actually need to hang it up now too, because they're all in their mid late 70s and stuff like that, and they just don't.
It's bad.
Yeah, give them credit for going out there and trying to put on a show for people, but when it's to get to that point where the show is just not worth seeing because these icons are not at the top of their game anymore.
Right. I mean, and you don't even have to be on the top of your game because the nostalgia of it is great.
Right. True.
So you don't have to be on top of your game, but you got to be in the game.
Yeah.
They're not even in the game.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. Metallica's probably what? The group of them, they're probably in their, I wouldn't say 50s, let's say.
They got another 10, 20 years.
Right. But not too long ago, I think they put on a show out in Philly, I think it was, or whatever. And from what I've heard, they totally knocked it out of the park. Like, they were awesome.
That's great.
But like, that's going to be a group that's coming up where you're like, okay, are you guys going to actually stop? Or are you going to keep going when you can't do it?
That's what I'm saying. Another 10, 20 years. I mean, Rolling Stones did it for the longest time, and Mick Jagger still ran around and did all that other crap. And that was, okay, God bless him. If you can do it, do it.
Yeah.
But if you have to sit in a chair the whole time and sit... Ozzy Osbourne sounded so bad, in my opinion, I almost understood everything he said.
Oh, come on.
He's all the Sharon! The dog is shit on the goblet! Like, the fact that you can understand what he's saying, you know something's wrong.
Yeah. No, I think they're, it's probably the time. Yeah. The guy, if you have to move him to a chair, it's time to
they literally picked him up in a chair and then pulled the whole chair back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, it was like, time to... Yeah, obviously, it's beyond your time.
Yeah.
That God bless you for trying. Mm-hmm. And there's people who want to see it, I guess, and they're willing to pay. And if they're willing to pay, I guess he's willing to take their money. But
yeah, I've always had a problem with that though, because like not with what they always keep saying is like the last tour, the final tour, and then the next year they come out with another fucking tour, and then another tour. It's like so you're spending all this money, hard-earned money on a final tour, and then they come back with another one
till the next one.
Like, I wonder if
semi-last.
Like Kiss, I don't know. I want to say Kiss has had a bunch of final tours, but I wonder if they're still even going. I don't know.
I think so. As far as I know, I thought Gene Simmons is still going.
Yeah. But that's another band, too.
He still puts on a performance, though.
Right.
I don't know how with those heels and how you kick and everything else, but I believe he's still doing it, too. So, I mean, God bless him. But if you can do it, do it. But there has to be somebody on your side going, okay, listen, guys, we love you.
Yeah.
You want to put out a greatest hits album again? You want to do something like that? By all means.
Mm-hmm.
But to go on tour? If you need more Depends on your tour bus, you shouldn't be on tour. Is that not an accurate statement?
I mean, is bladder problems common in the rock scene?
I'm not sure. You look into that. Do a Dave check.
I'll have to Dave check that. I didn't know that was an epidemic amongst 70-year-old rock stars.
I'm not sure. Willie Nelson, I don't know. How's he doing? I mean, he's still singing and smoking and stuff like that, too.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan, he can't be doing it. Like, Bob Dylan's another one. You couldn't understand what you stand for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Hang it up. God bless you. You did great. We appreciate all the music you did. I still listen to Black Sabbath, but are you going to listen to the last recording or like the very beginning?
Mm-hmm.
It's the very beginning.
Because as he's gotten older and he kept putting out all these solo albums and stuff like that, you always sat there, well, I did anyway, and go, how the hell is this guy? Because you see him on TV, you see how he talks, but the albums, he doesn't sound anything like that. Right, and you're like, how? Yeah. Now he sounds like how he talks, and then you're like, okay, now, dude, you're done.
Now it's finally there. Yeah. And then his daughter, after the show or something like that, put out on social media that she got engaged. Way to steal your father's thunder. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Kelly. God, there's problems in that family. All right. Well, my wife told me about this newest thing, and Dave, you just found out about it also because I just sent it to you right before the show.
Mm-hmm.
The Mountain Dew conspiracy. Now, you haven't heard about this prior, right?
I had no clue about this. No.
I had no idea. I didn't hear anything. She goes, "Oh, have you heard?" I'm like, "No." And that's how I always say my wife sounds like, but it's not true. But in my head, that's how I mimic her. Okay. So, the Mountain Dew conspiracy is every time Mountain Dew comes out with a new flavor, something tragic happens in the world. Mm-hmm. Now, you say, well, that can't be true. So, here's the flavors and the events. In 2001, Mountain Dew came out with Code Red. Now, unless you live under a rock, you know that 2011, 9/11 happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the Twin Towers got... And we'll leave it at that.
Yep.
Then, Mountain Dew came out with another one. The Maui Burst. A couple months later, Maui had a wildfire.
Yeah.
Okay. Next flavor. Star Spangled Splash.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Star Spangled Splash, you go, well, what could happen with the Star Spangled Banner? What the fuck? The guy who wrote it, Francis Scott Key. Right after they came out with that, somebody ran right into the bridge. That was the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Done. Next, Pitch Black. Okay, Pitch Black. What could happen with IT problems? Everything went black all over the place, all over the world. There was IT drops of blackness, like everything dropped out. Then they came out with Tropical Swirl. Oh, that sounds like fun. Tropical Swirl. Tropical storms all over the place, harder and worse than usual in all the tropical areas. And then Mountain Dew came out with Mango Rush.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that I saw, somebody goes, well, Mountain Rush sounds like it's going to be a flood.
Yeah.
Lo and behold.
Yeah, unfortunately, we just had
Texas was just hit with a flood. And now people have passed away, so I feel bad. Our thoughts and prayers go with everybody who's out there who's suffering from that and everything else. But what's going on with Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
Are they the new Simpsons? In reverse? Yeah. The Simpsons predict shit. Mountain Dew makes it happen.
Oh, God. Their promo guy's like, yeah, I'm not coming up with anything new. I'm done.
No more. We're good. No more marketing for that guy.
Just run it back. Run back all the shit we've ever had.
I mean, how crazy is that?
Yeah, that's nuts.
I heard that. I was like, that is absolutely absurd. And it happened. Literally, it happens within the next 2 to 3 months, I believe, of that coming out. Some tragic disaster happens like this. So Mountain Dew, stick with Mountain Dew. You came back. It was made for mixed drinks back in the day with alcohol. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
It was an elixir back in the day. And
Mountain Dew?
Yeah. That the original Mountain Dew was made as not a garnish, but a elixir that you make mixed drinks with in the West. And it turned out to be, it became a soda afterwards, but that's how it originally started. If you look it up, if you do the Dave check right now, there's a picture of a guy who's like a Gold Rush guy. And that was the picture, that was the mascot for Mountain Dew, because it was about drinking with whiskey, I believe it was, but I could be wrong. But they used to mix whiskey or one of those hard alcohols with the Mountain Dew, and make a drink. Dave, with the more you know on it.
Wow. All right.
So, there's a little bit of information. See, you get smarter with your show, Dave.
Yeah. I wouldn't have picked that. Wow, I thought it was just. I've always thought it was just a soda. Like, you know, if you get a tummy ache, ginger ale, you know,
right.
Shit like that. But
a tummy ache. That was so cute.
You get a little upset tummy.
Oh, my tummy ache. Oh, that was great. Yeah. Tummy aches. Yeah. It's after I scramble them. All right, let's go to the questions.
Let's do it.
Music's still good. I still love it.
Yeah, until it gets copyrighted. And then
until it gets copyrighted. I love it until it's copyrighted. Then I have to find another jazzy intro for that.
Yeah. Why does YouTube give you free shit and only to 3 to 4 months later have it copyrighted?
And then all of a sudden it's copyrighted. Yep. That's why the music changed, folks. That's behind the scenes. You learned behind the scenes with Don and Dave. Every so often, YouTube says you can use this, and you do. And then 3 months later, 6 months later, they go, hey, you just got copyrighted.
You can no longer use that.
You can no longer use that. And I go, I do not do that.
Oh, shit. All right, are you ready?
Every time I can't use it, it's more like, damn it, we got pinged again.
Yeah, you upload the thing. The first thing I look at on a Wednesday morning is if we got struck for something and where it was at. Oh, boy. Anyway, all right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Do humans need struggle to feel purpose, or could peace and comfort be enough?
I think, and I believe, that people need a certain amount of struggle. I'm not saying you need to be on the streets, but it has been scientifically proven that if you only feel the highs, you can only go. Okay, let's see. Here's the line. You see the line, Dave? It's right on my notes.
I got you.
If you only go this high, you can only go this low. If you go this low, you can go this high. Your emotions, like a sine wave, are equal on both sides. So if you don't have the suffering, then you can't have the enjoyment. You need to have both in your life to at least appreciate the peace, the comfort of what you have. So there has to be a give and a take. So I believe that you can't feel peace and comfort unless you're an idiot and completely ignorant to everything that's going on in the world. And you're like, the world is beautiful! But if you're actually living in the world, you need to have some of that heartache to appreciate what you have also, as far as a good side also.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd say when does the peace and comfort start? But, hey.
Well, think about it this way. Let's say that you walked into a bar and you had to pick up a woman. If you never had rejection, you wouldn't know how difficult it was to pick up a woman.
True.
So you wouldn't feel the joy if you walked in and every time you walked into a place, 4 or 5 women came onto you.
Right.
It would be like, whatever.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is in life, if it keeps kicking in the stones, eventually it's going to turn around and you'll feel, when it doesn't kick in the stones, you're going to feel...
Exactly. You're like, oh my God, that was amazing.
Don't kick me in the stones again. But
yeah, exactly.
Oh, boy. All right, next one. How long is too long to eat food after the expiration date?
Oh, that depends on the food, because I'm one of those people that okay. First and foremost, let's start a little announcement for the world. Best sold by does not mean that it expires that day.
Yeah, you hear that?
That means it's the freshest. Yeah, it's the freshest if it's purchased by that.
Right.
Now, if you can eat it before then, great.
Perfect.
If you cannot, and it's a day or two later, you're not gonna die.
That's my wife with the milk. We gotta drink all the milk by that date. It's gonna expire.
Smell
no. Yeah, exactly.
Smell it. And here's you ready, Dave?
Yeah.
A little bit more knowledge. Have you the milk cartons where they have the little insets in them?
Uh-huh.
Do you know what those are for?
No.
See, you just don't know.
Why? Because if it's spoiled, it'll push it out.
Exactly. If it starts to spoil, it actually expands the air inside and pushes those out, so you know if it's spoiling before it's spoiled.
All right.
Doubling down.
But you gotta have one of the plastic cartons. It doesn't work obviously in the half-gallon fucking.
No, if you're in one of those, it's not going to work.
Right.
If the gallon of milk doesn't have those, you can't use those as judgment calls. But you can open it and smell it and tell if it's good or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I've eaten bread.
Cheeses, breads. I mean, if there's no mold on the bread,
right,
it's good.
I've had bread that fucking what do you call it, got moldy before the goddamn expiration date. So it's
exactly. You don't know.
You got to look at it.
If you see mold, don't eat it.
Yeah, that's not.
Have you ever eaten mold, Dave?
No, I have not.
I've done it by accident. I had a cake. Somebody baked a cake in my house a long time ago, and it was sitting in one of those pans, like the glass pans or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was sitting there. I guess it was sitting there a little longer than it should have been. But I cut a piece, I put it in a plate, and I bit it, and it was mold on the bottom. But I didn't see the mold on the bottom.
Oh.
The taste of that mold in your mouth, you can't get that out. It doesn't. You drink, it doesn't come out.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh.
But I had my shot of penicillin that day, so I was good.
That's why I like oranges, man. That's like one thing that gets me. If I ever buy oranges or whatever, and you know how you get them and they're a little squishy, and you're like, it's on that cusp of going.
Right.
Do I risk it or what?
Yep. I better eat them quick.
Yeah. All right, one last one.
All right.
Is it more awkward to wave at someone who wasn't waving at you or call someone by the wrong name?
Oh, those are both bad. Those are both bad. Waving, I think waving at it depends on how long you knew the person for. Because if you just met them or whatever and you call them by the wrong name, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, you didn't get my name. Okay, it happens. But whenever you wave at somebody, that you're like you always try and do something else to make it look like you're not waving at them or something like, no, it's over. You already waved. It's done. It's embarrassing. Oh, it was the guy behind me. Oh, yeah, you saw it too. Great. Great. Right. I think it's more embarrassing to wave to somebody because you feel like an ass.
Right.
Whereas if you call somebody the wrong name, oh, my bad. I'm sorry, bro. What is it? Or, sorry, sweetheart. Don't say sweetheart. You get in trouble nowadays.
You get in trouble.
There's nobody sweet anymore. Everybody's a freaking robot.
Yeah, I've done the waving thing. I'm with you on that. That can, yeah.
That's embarrassing.
It is.
And then if the person's right behind you,
right,
that they were waving to, and now both of them saw you, you're like, God damn it, double down again. Kind of like that chick that you think is like giving you the eyes and stuff like that, and it's the hunk behind you that she's actually looking at. I don't know that one, Dave.
Yeah, okay.
I'm usually behind you.
That only happens to me. Where's my Womp Womp song?
Poor Dave.
There. All right, that's that.
All right, let's go to Believe It or Not.
You got it. Copyright.
Copyright.
2406. No. All right, I got 10. We'll try to go through these. Basically, I read a statement. You got to tell me if it's true or false. I have a little bit of a small little description if you need, for me to prove the fact.
Okay.
Or fiction. All right, number 1, your stomach gets Your stomach gets a new lining every 3 to 4 days.
No, I do not believe that. I do not believe that. I think that It doesn't. I don't think that it sheds. And if it does, where does it go? And if so, do men have like? Is there an anal period? Like, I don't understand how this happens. So no, I don't. I don't think so.
It's actually true.
What?
Yeah, it says otherwise
acids?
It would digest itself from the inside due to the strong acids. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize you were working so hard.
Yes, sir.
Wow, I didn't see that one coming.
Yep. All right. Number 2.
Very educational, this episode.
Yep. And now I'm frozen. Let's see if I can unfreeze.
No, you're good on my end.
Am I? All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. Oh, there we go. I'm back. It wasn't allowing me to do anything.
Okay.
All right. Vikings wore horned helmets.
That is. Oh, see that. That's one of the ones that every movie, everything always shows them wearing them. So that makes me want to believe that the only reason why you would ask me is because it's not true.
Sorry.
I'm going to say yes. They wore horned helmets.
It is false.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's no archaeological evidence of horned helmets. It's a myth popularized by the 19th century opera costumes.
What? All this time, Vikings never wore horned helmets.
Nope.
There isn't a movie alive that doesn't have them in there.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, if you watch, it was the Vikings. I think that was the name of the show. It was a while ago though. It was an excellent show. I'm pretty sure none of them had a horned helmet on. I'd have to go back and watch it, but yeah.
I've never seen it.
It was very good. All right, number 3. The sun is yellow.
The sun is a ball of fire. I don't know if it's yellow. It's
not
fire. Fire. Yeah, fire. Yeah. I need pee-pee for my bunghole. Are you threatening me? The sun is yellow? I mean, it looks yellow to us, but the sky looks blue, and it's not blue either. It's black. It's just a reflection of the ocean on the atmosphere. Did you not know that, Dave?
I didn't know that one. No, that's not a part of that.
This show is so educational. The sun is yellow. I mean, it's a ball of fire. Fire is red, yellow, blue. So I think part of it's yellow, but I think that I'm going to say false.
Okay, you got that one right.
Okay, I got 1 out of 3.
It's false, but it says the sun is white. Earth's atmosphere makes it appear yellow or orange.
Okay, right.
Because I guess, whatever it's going through, it changes the colors. Who cares?
Yes.
All right. Number 4.
It's a spectrum.
Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins.
Sloths are slow on the branches. They're actually quicker in water. Are you a sloth?
Yeah.
Dolphins do have to come up for air every so often, so I'm going to say that that's true.
That is true. Wow.
Yes!
Right.
I'm back at 50-50, baby!
We're on fire. Sloths slow their heart rate and can hold their breath for up to 45 minutes. That's crazy. Dolphins.
How much slower can they go? Christ.
I know, dude. Dolphins typically hold theirs for 10-15 minutes.
Did you know dolphins are the only other mammals that have sex for fun?
Is that why they're always...
That's like the old joke. Do you ever have dolphin sex with your wife? You try and get it in, and she goes,
Oh my god. Alright. On that note, some turtles can breathe through their butts.
That is true. That is absolutely true. I know this one. Yes, that is true. Some turtles can breathe through their butts. You don't want to kiss them on the lips, but yes.
Yeah, certain species use colloquial respiration, absorbing oxygen through blood vessels in their rear end. So nice.
Yeah. Impressive.
I don't know why the fuck you know that.
The breath smells horrible.
Holy crap. Okay. You should drink 8 glasses of water a day.
That is at least 8 glasses. You should drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. That's true also. Depending on how dehydrated you are in Arizona, I need that like every 2 hours. According
to this, that's false because... hold on. 6. Where am I at? Hydration needs vary by the individual. You get water from food and other drinks as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be water.
I'm putting an asterisk on that one, Dave, because that's bullshit. Because if you go to any nutritionist or anything else, they say you're supposed to have 8 glasses of water a day.
No, man. Hey, this is the facts that I got, man. Don't try to change it. This is not like a stretching is bad thing or stretching is good thing.
I don't know about that one, Dave. I don't know about that one.
All right. How about this one? You age slightly faster on the top floor of a building than on the ground floor. I feel bad for people that lived on, like, work on fucking skyscrapers, man, because... I'm 25.
I'm only 30 years old. I want to say no, but there's something about this that makes me want to say yes. Slightly faster on the top floor. I'm going to say yes.
It is true. Yes.
You know why, Dave? You know why?
That?
Because you're higher on the off the ground, and as the Earth is spinning, you're moving quicker.
This is due to the gravitational time dilation, Einstein's theory of relativity.
I don't remember that one.
Me neither.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. An object in motion stays in motion. There's another one, and that was not it.
That's why I look so good, man. I look young
Even
for
the
51. Because I'm always either on ground level or underground. You ain't getting me.
That's right.
Shit. All right. Hair turns gray overnight from stress.
Overnight? Okay. Because
hair turns gray.
Can it turn gray overnight from stress? Yes. From extremely stressful things, it can. I mean, you've all seen, what's the girl's name from X-Men that can't touch anybody?
I know. Rogue, I think.
Rogue,
no.
yes, Rogue.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
She got the streak out of nowhere overnight because of stress. Can it happen? Yes. Is it normally overnight? No, it happens long time. So that's a trick question. Again, another fucking asterisk, Dave.
What did you say? Or you didn't say?
I said yes and no.
Oh, yeah, well, that's not how the game goes.
Can it happen? Yes, in extremely stressful situations, there can be a gray streak that forms. Is it normal? No.
All right, but you can't play the middle.
Hair turns gray overnight from stress. Yes.
Okay, that's false.
That's bullshit.
Graying is gradual. Severe stress can accelerate it, but not instantly. Which is basically what you just said, but you answered the wrong way.
All right. Damn it. Should have went the other way.
All right. A cockroach can live for a week without its head.
La cucaracha, that is also true. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know how that works. Chickens can run without their heads, and then a cockroach can live for a week without its head also. Yeah. Laying eggs and everything else. I don't understand it.
It dies eventually, but guess what it dies from?
Starvation.
Dehydration.
Oh. Well, maybe
not drinking enough water.
8 glasses of water a day, he'd be fine.
All right, one last one. Right. Shaving hair makes it grow back thicker.
I do not believe that, no.
False. That is true.
That's true too. Damn it!
No, that's false. You got it right.
I got it right. Okay, I thought it was false.
Okay. Shaving cuts hair at a blunt. Shaving cuts hair at a blunt angle, making it appear coarser, but it does not change the growth rate or thickness.
All right. So what was my final? What did I do here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 out of 10. You got, I think, something like that.
That's
so
a win.
Not bad since you got the first 2 wrong.
I know the first 2 wrong, so I only got 1 right, 1 wrong after that. So I'll take that. 7 out of 10.
Good job.
At home had a good time with that, and they answered correctly too. If you beat me, what? A message, something to let me know how you guys did. I'm curious to know if you guys did as well as I did, better than me, or just not as good as me. Or if you disagree with Dave because you think there's a lot of shenanigans going on with these questions and the believe it or not nonsense, write in that too, because I agree. All right, let's go to where did it come from?
Let's do it.
All right, now, where did it come from? I said I was going to double down on this one. So, Dave, today's idioms are going to be feeling blue and under the weather. Do you have any idea where feeling blue or under the weather comes from?
Well, if you're sick, you might feel cold, which would change you to look like a bluish hue.
All of a sudden, you're an avatar.
So yeah, something to that aspect, I would think.
Okay, and what about under the weather?
Under the weather, I don't know. When you feel like shit, you stay inside while it's raining out. I don't know.
Okay, both of them are incorrect, but you're close on one of them. So where did it come from? We'll start with feeling blue. Feeling blue was also we had a bunch of these in the past from sailing. Sailing, like ships sailing, and back in the day, when a ship's captain died, they would raise a blue flag and show that their captain had died. So if you were feeling blue, it was because of the blue flag that they put up because your captain had died. Jesus. So the whole boat was feeling blue. That one you were not even close.
I wasn't even close. Holy shit.
Not even close. Because you're cold. No. Your lips are turning blue.
I thought there was a correlation between the two, but I guess not.
No. Then, under the weather is also sailing, which is why I put them together like this, Dave, not like this.
Not like that?
Or like this, or like this. Yeah, not like that.
Tip to tip?
Right, not tip to tip. I put them together like that. Under the weather, when you were a sailor and you weren't feeling well, they would put you below deck so that you were literally under the weather, so the weather couldn't make you any worse or get you any sicker, so you were under the weather. So if you're feeling blue, your captain died and they put up a blue flag, and if you're feeling under the weather, you're sick and they put you underneath the deck so that you could get better.
I'm sure it's possible to be both at one time. Blue and under the weather.
If the captain died while you're not feeling well, you could be feeling blue under the weather. Yes,
both boxes.
Very possible. Cover both ends. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. Like I said, if you hung out before, I appreciate you coming back. If you haven't, and this is your first show, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. If you get the opportunity, we've got some merch, so you can go and check out some of our merch. We've got different logos and different things you can buy, whether it be mugs, sweatshirts, T-shirts. We've got pillows. You can go to bed with us. A lot of fun, different things. And, like always, send in your questions to shootingitstraightwdc@gmail.com so you can find out what Donnie C really thinks about shooting it straight with you. Catch you guys later.
Peace, everybody.